This is a question about college basketball in general. Obviously, like you look at the last 3 years, NIL, transfer portal, the COVID season, where now you have older guys with an extra year that can play. You see fifth, sixth, and sometimes seventh year guys with a medical red shirt, maybe. The landscape of the game has changed a lot. And something that really like kind of struck me was at the Final Four this year, you had Florida Atlantic, really, really good year, made the Final Four, they're competing for a national championship. And their coach, Dusty May, is answering questions leading up to the game that his players are being recruited by other schools and they're trying to poach his guys when they're trying to compete for a national championship and are on the big stage in the
Yeah.
sport. So now that you have NIL money that's coming from these high major schools that want to poach guys like you that are very accomplished and very good at the low major level, I don't want to ask you to get into specifics here, but is this happening to you? And if so, what makes you stay at Weber State and turn down all those offers from other schools?
Yeah, it's happened to me since, I mean, honestly, I got here. I won freshman of the year, my freshman year, and it's been a thing ever since then. Well, actually, because it got just crazier, obviously, the past 2 years because that's when NIL became relevant. But I've been asked to leave since I've been here, and the reason I don't is just because I almost want to just ask you, like, what do you think I should? Because it's like when you look at it I feel like from an outside perspective, people are going to say, what? Oh, you need more exposure. You need to play against higher competition and all of that. And I feel like when I played in the combine this year, I just kind of wiped all of that off the way. So it was like really no reason for people to really think that I should leave. Because, I mean, when you look at it, like I'm a good player here. I've had success here. I've had good things happen to me, all glory to God for that. But everything has been good for me. I haven't had any issues with no coaches. I haven't gotten in trouble. I ain't slapped nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I've been like, a good player here in the program. And I just honestly don't see much of a reason on why I really should. I think the main thing people used to try to use for me was, oh, well, you need to play against higher competition. But I think, the combine opportunity and playing there and showing people that, I'm the same player was almost like the biggest blessing because, people really didn't have no reason to attack me for staying here no more, because like one thing about me, I'm a student of the game. I see everything. I see trends. I see things with people and I see guys all the time, like, be at these levels, like a lot of guys that's like a guy that jumps out to me, like immediately in my head is like Isaiah Mosley from Missouri State, like really good player, and he went to Missouri. I'm not saying he made a bad decision, but whatever happened, it's like I just feel like his trajectory isn't the same no more, I just don't like the NBA stuff. I just don't know if it's, on that same level. And I just see guys every year make those same decisions, and it's just like very rarely do you see it work out, very rarely, it looks good to the people, you get your recruiting edit and all that, but that lasts for 24 hours. And then like you have to really set into the real world and things that really matter. And guys just, they just struggle making those decisions. So I think I've just been blessed to know what's real and what really matters, and that's, playing for a good team, good community, and, honestly playing for a good fit, because if you do what you're supposed to do at this level, you'll make as much money as you want. You don't have to make it now. Because a lot of the guys, honestly, from the mid-major level that go high major and make this money, they really front loading their money because they gonna probably drop in production and everything, and they will start out at lower level jobs because of that, And it's like they could have made this money later in their career, but now they start from a lower spot. It's just like a lot that goes into it. So I've just been, just didn't really think I had no reason to leave, to answer your question.
No, I would agree, and I'm not going to add anything because you hit on every point I was gonna bring up and try to answer your question. So,
Right. Yeah.
very very well said the way guys are doing things. I think you're absolutely right. Like people, they hop into a bad situation. They leave a good situation for what could be like $30,000, $40,000, and then that might completely derail everything that they just did at their prior school and their pro trajectory. So, no, I think
Right.
you're absolutely right.
And I think another thing is like I like where I'm from and stuff, like I never had money. So like I don't like need it necessarily. Like I'm not like hungry for it, like it'll come eventually. I haven't had it to this point. So it's like, what's this another 3 years, 4 years without it? So that's how I view it personally.
Okay.
If you would have thrown that question to me, I would have probably answered it the same way you answered it. And I think Isaiah Mosley's case was a little different. I think he had a little trouble with the coaching staff at Missouri State, and I think that followed him to Arkansas for whatever reason. It didn't seem like he and that new coach clicked. And he also had a death in the family, which caused him to miss a significant amount of time.
Yeah,
However,
I shouldn't have said his name though, because I don't know. I don't honestly. I didn't look that deep into it. I'm just looking from the outside looking in. So
right. But a good example would be a friend of the show, Baylor Shireman.
yeah,
Baylor did the same thing that you did. I don't think he was invited to the NBA Combine, though. And he didn't show the best he could do at the G League Elite Camp. So he went to Creighton. And I know Baylor, and I thought it was a good move. But in your case, I would have said, do whatever you want because you've already proven what you
right,
need to prove to the people who need to know.
right,
And
right.
so I think
I've seen these I think of guys like like David Roddy jumps off to me because he didn't transfer. He just was there at his school. I know Mountain West is maybe a little different from the Big Sky, but at the core of it, it's the same thing. He was there with his coach the whole time, grew up in the years and developed with it. Look where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Ben Shepherd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A lot of guys.
right.
Sure.